I really wanted to plan the whole distribution of the journal so I wouldn't miss anything. I regret that I didn't include something I will need. Also, I didn't want to make it too unrealistic, and put stuff I wouldn't really use. For the cover, as you can see, I wanted to keep it simple because honestly there was just too many possibilities. It was just too hard to choose. In theory, the journal was divided in 3 sections. The first section was more general, having a yearly calendar. The second section, it has all my non-recreational trackers, like a sleeping tracker. And for the last section, it was more for my own purposes, like a song tracker or for YouTube. I had no budget and I have always collected scrap paper, so my inspiration for this whole thing was to have a messy outline. Some of the stuff I thought of using was these paint samples and to all be written in blue gel pens. I had 3 options for the journal. They were some notebooks I had laying around. This one, I got it from a summer camp long time ago. It was supposed to be an agenda for school, but I never used it. And this was some notebook that my mom got from the market. At the end, I chose the first option. It had a pocket that I liked. I really didn't want to miss anything, so I sketched where everything would fit, but you will see later how that actually didn't help at all. This is where all those years with my hoarding addiction actually came to light and helped me. It was really fun to be able to use a lot of different materials and stuff I kept to be used someday. So here I'm just laying everything out, trying to figure out how I'm going to lay everything for the first page of the journal, which is going to be a vision board. Here is some of the inspo I had. Starting out, I previously sketched out all of the doodles. Oh my god. Doodles I wanted to include for the vision board. I'm still figuring out how to edit long montages without it being too crusty or boring. That's why it kind of looks choppy. I really want my editing to be calming, but I'm still working on that. Now I'm just tracing the sketches out and fixing some of my mistakes. To add a little bit of color, I decided to use some pastel crayons. I really like how the texture and vibrancy pulls everything together. Now I started to lay out the paper and use some white glue to stick it all together. And here is where I realized I'd messed up. That single page really messed up the whole order. I started to cut the doodles, and also I used this little cute paper later on that I took out from a birthday party, which I was dying to use somewhere, and I finally got to use it here. I also got to use this little cutter machine, which I haven't used since forever. I decided to add a mini envelope, which turned out to be a really cute idea, and also end up using the extra page that I had messed up. Finishing off the envelope, and I started to add the final details, put in some rhinestones, and of course added the doodles I made.
Godlow on the track.
Moving on, I sketched out the yearly spread. As you can see, it's been a while since I made this journal. Each spread was sort of a make and repeat process where I had to sketch out the month or the dates or whatever, and then fill it in with blue ink. I continued by making the future log where I can put my goals for each month. This is one of the sections I was more excited for. I started making the envelope for the section A Letter for My Future Self. It took some trial and error, but it turned out alright. A lot of trial and error. wrote the letter and sealed everything in, and also decorated. Also, something I wish I added when I made it was a date to open it. I started the main spread, which was the current month when I recorded this video. As you can see, the titles have a pretty similar font and also the spreads. I was trying to have a pretty simple and easy to use journal that I could add more detail later on. Continuing with the goal tracker, I wrote my only goal so far, that was sleeping 8 hours. And in the next page, I draw the sleeping tracker, which I took inspiration from Pinterest, like most of the journal. I feel like at some point everybody got a inspirational Pinterest board for journaling. After that, I added my habit tracker. And continued with my study log that presented some problems because I made so many lines that the paper broke, but I managed to fix it with some tape that I felt it added personality. Then it was the mood tracker that I decided to be some balloons. In the next month spread, I will make sure that I make other mood trackers that are very fun and in fun shapes like this one. I also decided to add like 2 types of mood systems, like this happy faces and some words. Then it was one of my favorite sections, the song of the moment, that was 50/50 Cupid and Blue Hair Girl. I always wanted to have a reading habit and I like reading, so I added a reading log, which I hope it helps me with that. Also, I added a more specific section so I could count the amount of pages I read, and also I could rate the books. Finally, I created a sort of media calendar for YouTube and a to-do list for anything related to that. future log that focus also on that. Moving on to the cover, I knew exactly what I wanted to do for the cover. It was supposed to have similar vibes to the vision board. I also wanted it to add some Miffys, as you can see that I draw one at the top, because I really just like that character. I continued to draw some elements to add and stuff that I saw from Pinterest or that I thought about. Outlining with some blue gel pens. The proportions on that phone were hard to get. Cutting it with some white border. For the background, I wanted to have a newspaper look, but I didn't have any, so I had to sacrifice a book that I got for free in a school excursion. For the title of the journal, I cut some letters from a magazine. And also attempted to make a stop motion. I ripped the paper and I started to glue everything in the cover without leaving any blank spaces. Sealing the edges. Gluing the final elements. I tried drawing some elements directly on the cover, but I didn't like that, so I just covered it up. Finally, for the inside of the journal, I just added some doodles and drawings with pastels, like flowers, animals, and foods. Also, I added stickers and little details. Because I used pastels to seal it in, I used Mod Podge, the same of the previous video. This time I really like the matte finish. And we have the final overview of the journal. I decided to make it slow for your enjoyment. Maybe somebody will use it as a reference. And that's it. Here I'm just showing off some of my favorite parts. Well, another video done. This time was so hard to make a voiceover. Like, I had no idea what to talk about. I felt like it was like a pretty straightforward video. Although the last one was like harder to record and took so much more time, this one took me longer to edit. I still want to be more consistent, so I'm gonna try to push me harder to upload every week. I think the next video is gonna be a desk makeover or another cup video. Still, I'm trying to figure out the editing and the voiceover. I felt like this voiceover was kind of boring, but I also try not to think about it too much, because if not, it stops being fun doing these videos. Well, that was it. Thank you for watching. Bye.